It's Christmas season, folks! Woo! You know what that means? It's time to decorate! I'm just kidding, I am too broke to afford any Christmas decorations, so let's improvise! Okay, let me just adjust. Come on, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Christmas! His name is George, by the way. Say hi to George. Hola, hola, everyone. My name is Nando and George, and for today's video, we're going to be watching the Home Alone movies, but more specifically, the original Home Alone movies, that being Home Alone 1 and 2. And don't worry, there will be a video where I cover the rebooted versions of those movies, but only if it's asked for. These movies were suggested by Jerry. That's it. His name is just Jerry. Hey Jerry! But yeah, this is something that I'm going to be experimenting on the channel, as I'm going to be the very first YouTuber to do a watch along of the Home Alone movies, specifically during Christmas time. I know, I'm being really risky. Now, Home Alone has been widely known as the Christmas movie to watch, as it's iconic, and it was a movie that really helped kickstart Macaulay Culkin's career, as we all know the story. It shot him to superstardom, but it all got drowned out as Macaulay couldn't handle the pressure of fame and the added addition of his difficult and awful relationship with his father. He went down a bad path, but now he's in a much better position with being married, a father, and he's still acting to this day.
I am the CFO of the Los Angeles Waves.
Where's Billie Eilish?
And plus, he watches wrestling just like me, so spiritually, we're like this. But with all that yakking out of the way, this is Home Alone. It all begins with the whole family scrambling around the house trying to prepare for the big Christmas trip in Paris starting tomorrow. And we meet our main character named Kevin, who's currently living in a house full of 10 people, and it's filled with people who love him very much.
I don't know how to pack a suitcase. I've never done this once in my whole life.
Tough.
The dope was whining about a suitcase. What am I supposed to do? Shake his hand and say congratulations, you're an idiot? You're completely helpless. You're what the French call les incompetents.
I wouldn't let you sleep in my room if you were growing on my ass.
Love him very much. So Kevin is hanging out in his brother's room, where Buzz, his brother, tells the story of their neighbor that apparently lives around this area to try and hide away from everyone after he had murdered his entire family. Now, who are we sources to help prove his story to be true, you may ask? Trust me, bro. So the pizza arrives for the family, and yes, I know,
It only a movie.
but I just want to point out the insanity of the timing of this film and how this one scene alone kinda took me down a little rabbit hole. So Buzz goes down to get some pizza and Kevin catches up to him 3 seconds later. Now, even though both kids were at the exact same pace, Kevin goes looking for his pizza only for Buzz to reveal that he ate all of Kevin's pizza. All of it. He ate all of Kevin's pizza. All 8 large slices of pizza in a matter of 10 seconds. What the hell? That is not even remotely possible, no matter how you twist it. Either something fishy is going on, or I'm made to believe that Buzz is a food-eating champion. And out of curiosity, my mind was just telling me, Google it. Just Google it. And so I did, and guess what I found? Reddit was going through the exact issue that I was going through. So Reddit user position distinct 9517 made this fan theory that what if Buzz didn't actually eat Kevin's cheese pizza? What if there was no cheese pizza at all? So then Reddit user Half Past Whole would argue with his very own essay of his own. So let me just break it down real quick. So the first hint that a cheese pizza was in fact there was when Uncle Frank takes the pizza and right behind him Kevin's brother Jeff says, so there's enough proof to distinguish that there was probably cheese pizza around the selection of pizza boxes. But here's where we get to my own theory. With Jeff saying I want cheese tells me that none of the family members had their own themed pizza. And there's currently 15 people who are living in the house, and we all know this because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 15. I probably butchered that so hard. My Latino ancestors are gonna be so pissed when they see this. So with 15 people, minus Kevin and the mom as she is not shown to have a slice, that means out of the 13 family members, most of their first choices was to nab and take Kevin's pizza. Which, you know, they're dicks for that, but like, this is a pure case of you snooze, you lose. It was a free-for-all and mostly everyone took the opportunity to take what was ever in front of them. So, Kevin, no offense, man. But that's your skill issue. Moving on, it's been mentioned that Fuller, who is Kevin's cousin, is going to be sleeping on top of Kevin in their bunk bed, but he's known to be a bedwetter. So then as Kevin realizes that his pizza is gone, he takes a glance at Fuller heavily drinking his Pepsi. And I didn't notice this until hearing it now, but they added a faint piss noise as Fuller and Kevin are looking at each other. That is a detail that I should not have noticed. But with everyone being mean to Kevin and losing his pizza, Kevin just snaps and tackles Buzz, which causes a whole domino effect of everything getting messed up in the room. And I also didn't realize this up until watching the movie now, but Kevin's dad, while trying to clean up the whole mess, accidentally throws away Kevin's passport. So even with how the movie plays out, no matter what, Kevin was never going to make it to the flight, meaning he was going to be left home alone. Oh my gosh, that's the name of the movie! So the family is upset at Kevin, which leads his mom to ground him and have him sleep by the attic, which has Kevin wishing that he could wake up to no family at all. During the night, some heavy wind causes the power in the house to go out, leaving the family without an alarm to wake up early for the flight. They try to count everyone in the family to make sure everyone's on the trip, but accidentally mistook a random child who was in the van to be Kevin, leading the family to just abandon Kevin for real. So Kevin wakes up walking around the house, and it only takes him a while to realize that his family is gone. But he doesn't think to himself, oh my gosh, my family went on a trip to Paris without me. No. Because in Kevin's mind, he actually believes,
I made my family disappear.
am I God? So Kevin tries to take a moment to adjust this process, thinking about how he's going to miss his family, only to quickly realize, nah, my family were dicks to me. Hell no, I don't miss them. So Kevin does all the things his family could never let him do. Back to the family, Kevin's mom gets that motherly feeling of feeling like they missed something from the house. The dad tries to reassure everything, but that's when the mom figures out that Kevin's not with him.
How could we do this? We forgot him. What kind of mother am I?
A terrible one. We then meet the villains of the movie named Harry and Marv, who are burglars that are known for robbing houses from people that are away from vacation. Their main target is Kevin's house, to which Harry knows that the house is empty as he disguised himself as a police officer in the beginning of the film to help gather information that the family are going to be on vacation. Kevin wakes up from hearing the burglars trying to get in, so he acts fast and turns on the lights to help chase them away. So the mom calls for police to check up on Kevin. So then one cop gets sent in, he knocks a couple of times and just goes, whoop! My job here is done. There's clearly no one here. Yeah, there's no one there, which is why all the lights are on. Bro just wanted to go home. So after Marv and Harry finish robbing a house, they would bump into Kevin, and during the interaction, Kevin can recognize Harry as the police officer that came to his house that night. So he tries running away.
Why is he going faster?
I told you something's wrong. See, I knew he looked at me weird. Why would he run?
Yeah, that's so weird. Why would a kid all by himself be running away in a panic while two grown men chase him in a van? I'm just as puzzled as you guys are. Kevin luckily escapes and gets back home. With the pizza man coming to deliver his pizza, Kevin uses a vintage movie to help make conversation with the pizza man, only paying for just the pizza, offered no tip, and pretended to threaten the pizza man's life. So, that's lovely. Kevin goes shopping and the cashier lady gets suspicious of him.
Are you here all by yourself? Ma'am, I'm 8 years old. You think I'd be here alone? I don't think so.
Where's your mom?
My mom's in the car.
Where's your father?
He's at work.
Where do you live?
I can't tell you that.
Why not?
Because you're a stranger.
Bro is like 3 and he knows how to gaslight. My lord, he probably is way too used to his family's toxicity. Harry would then send Marv to check out the house, but Kevin notices pulling up the vintage R-rated movie and freaking somehow learns how to use a firecracker as a way to make the shooting look real. How is this 2-year-old thinking about this stuff on the fly? Better yet, bro was laughing maniacally over this burglar running for his dear life. Bro is only 3 and yet he's the youngest sociopath. We get back to the family and I must say, the mother in this movie, base character. Like, don't take my word for it, but to me, for a guy who uses this channel to start watching movies again, I think Kevin's mom is the Mount Rushmore of movie moms. Like, you can just see the desperation in her eyes, the pain that she goes through just begging for any sort of hope to come to her because she made the horrible decision of forgetting her child. She's trying to sell her stuff to people in exchange for their ticket to get closer to home.
No, but I'm desperate. I'm begging you, from a mother to a mother, please. Oh, Ed, please.
She is such a precious soul. I feel for her, truly I do. But it just makes you question how a mother with such a kind heart can give birth to so many devils of children. But she meets a man by the name of Gus, who runs a band but is willing to offer the mother a ride to help her get in reach of her son. Back to Kevin, the baddies find out that Kevin is home alone and they plan to invade his household tonight. Kevin would take a walk around and sees a happy family celebrating Christmas together, and he's probably thinking to himself, man, I wish I was with my family. Wait, doesn't this technically mean that I'm an orphan? Kevin will go to church and that's where he meets the family murderer, allegedly, who basically vents about his lonely life, where he doesn't have contact to his son and his family due to a personal disagreement that they had, but Kevin advises that it's best to reach out to them to sort things out. But the old man, named Marley, is too afraid of the potential rejection that he may get from it. Also, I got curious and decided to check up on the actor that played as Marley, and turns out that this dude, no joke, was a part of World War II. Like, yeah, for real. He was in Harvard University for a bit, then he left to go join the army for Europe. That is just mad to think about. Maybe Buzz wasn't too far off with calling this guy out for potentially catching some bodies. So Kevin realizes that he has to defend his home on his own, investing his time to create traps all around his home. When the bad guys arrive, Kevin begins his first trap, shooting the bad guys with a fake shotgun. It pisses the bad guys off, so Harry goes to the front door, slips by the stairs, and cracks his everything. Marv manages to enter the basement and ends up getting dropped with an iron. Harry would try to enter the house through the kitchen and have his life be threatened with arson. What the hell goes through this kid's mind when he thinks of these traps? Harry gets a case of head trauma, and after all this, you know what Kevin does in the middle of messing with these guys? He calls the police! What? You had how much time to do that? All this trap planning, and in the midst of playing with these adults like puppets, you only then think to yourself, oh yeah, the police, they'll help me, I think. Scientists, please! Examine his brain! Imagine they bring home the same cop from earlier. He just knocks on the door and all you hear in the background is just a screaming child begging for help, and the cop is still like,
there's no one home. The house looks secure.
So Kevin goes on a little zip line, and for a few frames we can see that Kevin can shapeshift into an adult apparently. He tries running away, but the bad guys end up catching up. And that's when Kevin reveals his biggest, most deadly trap yet, by bringing out World War II veteran Marley here to defend this child and his country. What am I saying? The burglars get arrested and the family finally get home to reunite with Kevin again. It's such a sweet and touching moment. I mean, I nearly cried watching it. Nearly. I said nearly, because I'm a grown man that doesn't cry on this channel. Oh my gosh. The family is all happy to be with each other again, with Buzz showing respect to Kevin as he was able to take care of himself.
I went shopping yesterday.
You shopping?
I got the milk, eggs, and fabric softener.
No kidding. What a funny guy. What else did you do while we were away?
Just hung around.
And the movie ends with Marley finally getting to reunite with his family again. Salute to you, soldier. And that was Home Alone 1. And honestly, it's still a good freaking movie. Like, it's fun, it's campy, it's chaotic, if you will. You see why people still watch the movie every year through Christmas time, because it is that good of a classic. I have no extra notes for this, as I have no bad feedback to give to this, so let's see if the sequel can hold up to its predecessor. This is Home Alone 2. The movie begins with the family yet again scrambling around the house to prepare for their holiday trip, but this time they're going to Miami, Florida.
Why do we have to go to Florida? There's no Christmas trees in Florida.
Kevin, what is it with you and Christmas trees?
He's a child. He's a child that has enthusiasm for Christmas. Girl, are you that tired of him already? So the family are at a pageant where Kevin and Buzz are performing. And Buzz proceeds to put his candles behind Kevin's ears to help him look like an elf, I don't know. But the thing is that with this very small thing, caused the whole audience to laugh. Like, they were laughing like crazy. Buzz was barely doing much and he got the whole crowd cackling. Are they like brain dead? So Kevin sees what's going on and pushes Buzz. But yet again, attacking Buzz causes a domino effect where chaos occurs. And someone's grandmother dying. So Buzz had to apologize to everyone. Well, I say apologize. What I really mean is that he says sorry, but quickly reveals to Kevin that he didn't believe a single word that he said at all.
Beat that, you little trout sniffer.
But when Kevin is asked to apologize for what he did, Bruce stands on business and believes he did nothing wrong.
Kevin!
Kevin, you walk out of here. You sleep on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, with me.
Thank goodness they didn't add a piss noise. The mom tries to reconcile with him, but Kevin yet again stands on business and is like, no, I don't care. I don't apologize to no one. Vacation will be better without you all.
And you know what? If I had my own money, I'd go on my own vacation. Alone. Without any of you guys.
Well, you got your wish last year. Maybe you'll get it again this year.
I hope so.
Bro, he's pissed. So the morning hits, and guess what? They're all late again. I seriously question why a family of 50 needs to rely on one alarm to get them up. Does no one have a set alarm to be up for this time to go? So Kevin's able to catch up with everyone on time, but as they're rushing to get to the plane, Kevin decides, man, this is such a good time to stop myself and help fix my recorder while a whole crowd is swarming around me. Do that later, dumbass! And this issue would cause Kevin to mix up someone that he deemed to be his dad, which leads Kevin to catch a flight to New York instead of Miami. Kevin would get into his seat and he would ask this man if he's ever gone to Miami. So the guy starts speaking French to him, and from what I've read, the guy is just speaking on how he's just a tourist and doesn't speak English that well. But Kevin is so unbothered with trying to communicate with him that he begins to break the fourth wall. The family realizes that Kevin's missing again and the mom passes out. Meanwhile, Kevin was like,
My family's in Florida and I'm in New York. My family's in Florida. I'm in New York.
Bro didn't even try to care. Not an ounce of remorse was in this kid's soul when he came to the realization that he's separated with his family again. Holy crap, does this kid need a therapist? So the parents reach out to police to hopefully get help in finding Kevin. And there's this moment where they have to admit to the police that this is not the first time that they've lost Kevin.
As a matter of fact, this has happened before.
Funnily enough, we never lose our luggage.
Yeah! I'm so glad we're taking the time to make jokes while your son is missing! Back in New York, it seems that the bad guys are back after escaping from prison. Back to Kevin, he finds interest in a hotel, but that's when... Oh, wait, what? That's just a lady that's holding a bunch of birds. What are you on about? She's just a lady holding birds. What's so scary about her? She's the least intimidating person, but now that she's got pigeons, now she's the devil's favorite demon? That is So stupid. So Kevin enters the hotel and meets no one special. So he calls up the hotel through the telephone, using the recorder to deepen his voice as to seem like it's his dad making the reservations to stay at the hotel. He gets to his hotel, and even in this movie, Kevin doesn't tip another worker. I would love to know how Kevin during this time would have reacted if they showed this to his face. So the hotel staff are suspicious of Kevin with how he's able to enter a hotel with a credit card alone. So one staff member by the name of Mr. Hector, who tries sneaking into Kevin's room, but Kevin thought ahead and somehow had the time to organize finding an inflatable to pose as Kevin's dad. And he used an old recording of his uncle's voice while he was in the shower, and his recorder, keep in mind, was made in the 90s, was able to capture his uncle's voice in perfect condition.
Get out of here, you nosy little pervert, or I'm gonna slap you silly! Get out of here, you nosy little pervert, or I'm gonna slap you silly!
It's just a movie, so let's just move on. Kevin would then take a moment to look at a picture of his family. Listen, you man, you can't just do the same scene as you did in the first movie. You showed no remorse this time when you found out that you were separated from your family. So Kevin starts out his day by being greeted with a lemon and a cheese pizza by his request. Bro is finally getting the cheese pizza that he never got in the first movie. They stole his pizza, so he robbed their credit card to spend on his own trip. That's a kid that knows how to stand on business. And while it happens, this is where Mr. Hector finds out that Kevin's credit card is indeed stolen. That is a crazy ass visual. So Harry and Marv plan on robbing a toy store, and guess who's going to that same toy store but none other than Kevin.
This is the greatest accident of my life.
I'd like to think that my mom said the same thing about me too. Kevin speaks to the cashier of the store, and the old man reveals that they're going to take all the money gathered in the cash register and donate it all to the children's hospital. So Kevin gives in a generous donation, which shocks the old man, but to help return and give back to Kevin, he offers him 2 turtle doves and recommends that he gives one to a friend, as the doves are a symbolism of a friendship that lasts forever. Kevin is busy reading a magazine, and that's when he bumps into the bad guys. He tries running away from them and even bumps into Mr. Hector. And I've never seen a man more delighted to a child's downfall than this. He confronts Kevin about his credit card fraud, but Kevin manages to run from him too. He hides out in his room, but when other staff try to get to him, Kevin uses the good old let me traumatize them with a gun violence trick.
You was here, and you was smooching with my brother.
The face he makes when he questions it, he's just like, that's crazy. Did I? So Kevin traumatizes them all with the mafia guy in the video threatening that he's going to shoot everyone. So the bad guys catch Kevin, and Marv is nice enough to reveal their intentions to rob the toy store.
Sports off the Rio.
Marv, you want to shut up?
What's the difference? He's not going to talk to anybody. Except maybe a fish. Or the Undertaker.
They're gonna kill this kid! So to escape from the bad guys, Kevin pinches a woman's ass, making her think that the bad guys did it, which helps as her involvement gives Kevin time to escape. Kevin is walking around New York during nighttime, and that's when he gets greeted by New Yorkers who act quite strange to him.
Watch it, kid! You're looking for somebody to read you a bedtime story?
Can anyone who lives or has lived in New York before confirm to me if New Yorkers actually go out of their way to maniacally laugh at children? So Kevin finds a spot that leaves him alone, and he ends up feeding some pigeons. She's just a normal lady! So the lady helps Kevin from being stuck, and Kevin runs away from her, but not before he probably realizes, wait, why am I running away from a bird lady? So he befriends the bird lady, and the bird lady reveals that she used to live a life where she had a home and a family. But then things turned for the worse when her partner fell out of love for her. Now you're probably asking yourself, wait, so how did she become homeless? And to that I say, that's a good question. They don't explain that. She just had a home, her boyfriend dumped her, and then poof, homeless. Kevin visits the children's hospital that the cash register old man told him about, and he realizes that he has to defend the children by stopping Harry and Marv from stealing the kids' charity money. And Kevin starts getting to work with these traps.
What kind of hotel allows a child to check in alone? What kind of idiots do you have working here?
The finest in New York.
Okay, that's a good one. The bad guys start robbing the toy store, but they get stopped by Kevin, who captures all their crimes in 4K. So the bad guys chase after him, and Kevin literally causes Marv to jump on a trap that leads Harry to drop his body on a freaking car. That's his first proper trap. Holy crap, this is personal. So Kevin hides on top of a roof of a building, and he begins his next top secret, well-planned trap. Literally throwing a brick at them. That's it! That's literally it. There's no caveat. He just throws bricks at them, and that's trap number 2. Marv would try to open the door, but would end up getting his ass and genitals nailed. So then Marv would open the door, and you can see this very obvious shot of this big ass hole by the door in the house, and somehow Marv couldn't see it and he falls. How blind are you? Then later Marv would slip on some paint and has a bookshelf full of paint buckets crush him, then later gets electrocuted. Dude, Marv is one of the nicer guys in this movie. Why does he get all the harsh punishment? Oh, and also Marv should probably be dead right now. Harry would then get his bald ass on fire, and so bro just casually pulls up a handstand to get his head in the water. Sure, why not? But it would cause the whole room to explode. Seriously, how is this man not dead? Kevin would try escaping through a rope from the roof, and that's when how are you still breathing? The angels are calling you right now, Marv, and they want you to quit. And so the bad guys go down the rope, and Kevin's like, wow, now what if I just burnt you guys alive? This kid! It's insane! Kevin tries to escape, but he slips and gets dropped. The bad guys were taking Kevin for themselves, and when it seems like we're about to witness our very first child murder live on screen, the bird lady comes for the save, throwing bird seeds at them so that her bird tribe would try to potentially eat the men alive. Oh my gosh, did I get the delayed version? So with the bad guys defenseless, Kevin thinks to himself, great, now let's start a fire hazard. What is wrong with this child? The police come in to arrest the men and the day is saved. Kevin goes to a big Christmas tree and just wishes he could see his family again. And timing sure is a blessing for Kevin as Kevin's mom reunites with him. Because early in the film, Kevin would describe of how he loved Christmas trees, so the mom knew he'd be in the location where it's known to have a big Christmas tree. And it's quite funny that half of this movie is Kevin having a miserable time and just missing his family, but once he finally reunites with his mom, this is his reaction. Deadpan, no reaction, no rush to hug his mother, all locked in. Bro, did you really care that they were gone? It's Christmas morning, and I do love the added detail that everyone decided to sleep outside of the one mattress available because no one wanted any business sleeping next to Fuller. Like, dude, just take the bed, It's all yours. The floor's more comfortable. Please don't piss on us. The family opens their presents, and Kevin goes out of his way to see the bird lady again, offering a turtle dove to symbolize that they'll be friends forever. And that was Home Alone 2. And honestly, I enjoyed myself. To me, the movie entertained me, but there is this very big elephant in the room that truly draws this movie back. It's almost the exact movie as the first one. Family scrambles around to go on holiday. Kevin and Buzz cause a stir within the family, but Kevin gets the blame for it. Kevin's like, screw this family, I wish you were gone. Then he loses his family. He enjoys the life, but then he's like, I miss my family. His family reports Kevin missing to the police. Same bad guys, same creepy old person, except the bird lady was really stupid because she became homeless after her lover broke up with her. That's still very dumb. Traumatizing people with the mafia shootout scene. Kevin speaks to Santa or to whatever god he believes in, wishing to get his family back. Kevin reunites with his mother. Kevin has a nice wholesome moment with Buzz, seemingly acting like they'll be better people to each other, but you know they won't because they're siblings, and that's probably the most realistic part about this movie actually. But even with its repetitiveness, I was at least entertained. Like, bro, I'm no movie critic. I'll poke holes into meaningless topics of the movie, but the main role that you give to me is just Entertain me, keep me interested, and you win! Home Alone 1 was preferably better, but what do you guys think? Also comment below what movie you guys want me to review next. I don't know when you guys will be watching this, so for now, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. And let's hope by next year that we achieve the channel's dream of getting 100 subs. So like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe now, and until next time, come with me George, say it together! Ciao!